Welcome to Film Dungeon Commentary, a commentary series where we take a movie and talk about it in a lengthy review. If you happen to have the movie in question, you can sync it up with our commentary, but you don't need to. Today, for the Goth Girl Horror Hack/Slash podcast, my co-host and I, Sarina,
hello,
will be talking about the movie I Know What You Did Last Summer. 1997 horror movie starring Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Philippine, Jennifer Love Hewitt, and Freddie Prinze Jr. Yes. Which is funny because some of those people would star again later on Cruel Intentions, but we'll get in there.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. They did.
We are watching this movie on Netflix, but it's also available on DVD Blu-ray. So you start your timer at 0 and hit the start button now if you want to play along with our commentary. And we open up with the girl, the woman, holding the staff. I forget what this woman's called.
The scepter.
The scepter.
The mirror mask.
Yeah, the Columbia logo. Yeah.
I can read.
Now, when did you first see this movie?
When did you say it came out? 1997?
1997.
So I was 10? And I'm pretty sure I saw it. Yeah, I had a sleepover for my 10th birthday party, and this was one of the movies we rented.
And it's written by Kevin Williamson.
Why does that sound familiar?
He wrote Scream.
Oh, duh.
And Scream 2, and Dawson's Creek, and a lot of other movies.
There we go.
He also directed Joyride, which is a 1995 horror movie starring the late, great Paul Walker.
Ugh. I'm still not over that.
Detox, starring Sylvester Stallone, and Venom, but not the Marvel comic book character.
Oh, then I don't know what you're talking about.
It's also based on a novel by Lewis Duncan, who I got to actually talk to on Facebook and get to know until she unfortunately passed away.
Yeah, and apparently the book is nothing like the movie.
In ways it is, in ways it isn't. But do you notice the movie poster has the 4 stars and their blue highlights or whatever with the killer right below? That's because like Scream came out and a lot of posters were doing that sort of thing.
Oh.
Anne Heche, who I believe was dating Ellen DeGeneres at this time, right? This is when lesbians started coming out of the closet in Hollywood.
Oh, I totally forgot about Ellen and Anne Heche. That was an interesting couple.
Do you know what movie Anne Heche would do like a year later after this movie came out?
No.
Starring Harrison Ford. 6 Days and 7 Nights.
Oh my God. See, I don't know much about Anne Heche. I really don't.
Then there was also the sequel, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, which came out in 1998, and then the straight-to-DVD third film, I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, where the Hookman now becomes a ghost.
Yeah, see, I didn't even know that one existed until you had mentioned it.
And what Big Bang Theory star is also in this movie?
Johnny Galecki.
Right. Isn't that interesting? From
I do know that one.
Yeah. 10 years later, he's on The Big Bang Theory, which is... Yeah, 10 years later, The Big Bang Theory was on when this movie came out in 2007, because The Big Bang Theory has been on for 12 seasons. It only has now 3 episodes left before they are finished.
And I have seen 0 episodes.
Oh, I got hooked into that show.
I didn't. I don't know why. I just don't think I ever... No one ever was like, hey, go watch it. So I was like, oh, okay, I won't. I got so much other stuff I watch.
So I was in love with Jennifer Love Hewitt in this movie. I mean, who isn't?
I definitely was.
Her, Jesus Christ. She is smoking hot.
Yes. Not that Sarah isn't.
Very well, too.
Sarah is incredibly beautiful, too. But Jennifer Love Hewitt was just tops.
There's a scene coming up. Okay, so this is the kid. This is the brother of Anne Heche who's overlooking the cliff, right?
Mm-hmm. I think so. You know, up until, I hadn't watched this movie in so long, I totally forgot that this is how the movie opened up.
Anne Heche Jennifer Love Hewitt is 40 this year.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Well, she looks amazing.
Yeah, she was only 18 when she did this movie. So she was the right age because they graduate from high school.
Yeah, which usually, the actors are 5-10 years older than teenagers. So that's pretty interesting.
But, did you ever see the movie Trojan War?
No.
It stars
I don't think so.
Will Friedle from Boy Meets World, who played Eric. He was also the voice of Terry McGinnis on Batman Beyond. And he goes around the city trying to find condoms so he can bang the hottest chick in school. And by the way, the hottest chick in school is not Jennifer Love Hewitt. Jennifer Love Hewitt is his BFF who's secretly in love with him, but he doesn't look at her that way.
So the movie's completely unrealistic.
Until the end of the movie when she puts on this like long white dress, like a virgin. And he like totally notices her and they totally hook up. And he was at the Rhode Island Comic-Con a few years ago, and I yelled out, "I loved you in Trojan War! That movie is the bomb!" He's like, "No time in history has that line ever been said, but thank you, sir!" I was like, "You also kicked ass as Batman and Batman Beyond," and he was like, "Hell yeah, I did!"
Oh my god, they look so young. They're like babies.
Right?
Look at her. She's so cute.
Oh my god! Oh, Jennifer Love. I mean,
she's so hot.
Not Jennifer. Sarah Michelle Gellar, who, of course, what is she playing at this point in history? On TV. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, I thought you meant like currently.
No, sorry. Of course, she did this movie the same year she did Scream 2, where she gets killed off in Scream 2 as well. Oh, spoiler, Sarah Michelle Gellar dies in this movie. But if you're listening to this commentary, I hope you've seen this movie.
If you haven't seen this movie by now, then you've been living under a rock.
Yeah. But yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar, not really doing much today. 42 years old, still married to Freddie Prinze Jr. They have 2 kids together.
She's just living the life because they're both still gorgeous. He has aged very well.
I met him at the Boston Comic-Con. Very nice guy.
I hate you.
Very nice guy. Very, very cool guy. Which is funny that they would play, they're in her and Ryan Philippine were in Cruel Intentions together. And they were dating at the time of this movie. And then Ryan Philippine would start dating Reese Witherspoon, and then they would get married until he cheated on her, and then they'd get divorced.
So they say. I don't believe it. I don't know.
But, of course, Sarah Michelle Gellar and her husband would go on to play Fred and Daphne in Scooby-Doo 1 and 2.
And I love that casting. I thought they were so cute together. I thought she was such a great Daphne, and he was such a great Fred. I loved it.
She was on Star Wars Rebels. She played the 7th sister, which is funny because her husband, Freddie Prinze Jr., was one of the main characters on Star Wars Rebels. He was Kanan, a former Jedi Padawan who never completed his training because of Order 66.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. His character would date a Tilak on the show, which is one of those women with like the tentacles coming out of their head. And she, instead of being like a stripper or a prostitute, which are most of what that species is in the Star Wars universe, she's actually a mechanic.
Oh, I know that. I think I know that character.
Yeah, she's pretty well known because of the fact that species on Star Wars is notoriously for being prostitutes or slave girls or strippers,
gotcha.
Like in Jabba's palace, the one that gets eaten by the Rancor. So the fact that this one, there was a couple that were Jedis, but she is a mechanic. So that was kind of a upgrade from the normal stereotype of that species.
Oh, very cool. Hey, can we talk about the fact that Johnny Galecki has not aged one day?
No, he's gotten a little heavier, but no, he still looks the same.
Exactly the same, like right here on my screen.
And this is also kind of like a douchebaggery thing of Ryan Philippine because he just wants to be part of the group and he gets picked on.
Well, he was kind of macking on the girls. I don't know. I don't know.
How awesome does Jennifer look in that top?
She looks good in any top.
There's an MTV skit later on, we'll get to it, where she's like screaming, like, "What are you waiting for?" And then there's the MTV skit where the girl's just like, "What are you waiting for? My tits to pop out or something?"
Yeah, pretty much. I actually think that scene was, I think there was something about she thought she was going to look silly during that scene, and there was like a kid on set who was a fan and suggested it or something like that, and that's how that scene happened. One of the most famous scenes of the whole movie. So, like, this is something that, as someone who grew up on a beach, has always bugged me about movies like this, is they always have these scenes where, like, people are having a bonfire on the beach. Like, no. Like, most beaches, at least where I lived, like, they were all closed at night. It's always driven me nuts when these scenes pop up in movies. Always.
Scratching because the guy's been hung from a tree limb and his feet are scratching on the roof of the car.
No, he's been decapitated and it's the blood from his severed neck that's dripping on the car and it's going drip, drip, drip. No, he wasn't decapitated. He was gutted with a hook.
The way she says that, she's so cute.
Look,
Did you get that?
Yeah.
They get back to the girl's house and they find the lunatic's bloody hook in the car door. Now that's the original story. That's the way it really happened.
Hey, none of it really happened. It's a bullshit ghost story to begin with.
No, it's not. It's true.
Yeah, I don't think so, Ray.
I swear it.
Please. It's a fictional story created to warn young girls of the dangers of having premarital sex.
Well, actually, honey, and you know how terrified I am of your IQ. It's an urban legend, American folklore, and they all usually originate from some sort of real-life incident.
Foreshadowing.
So, by that time, I will just be finishing my 2-year contract on Guiding Light, coinciding with your first year as starting quarterback for the Steelers.
Cowboys.
However, then we can elope to Europe, or the Caymans, wherever, where I'll let you impregnate me with the first of 3 children before you head off to rehab. And then we can live happily, blah, blah, blah. Ray! Ray! Where'd you go?
I'm gonna hook you!
Hey, Ray, you don't really believe all that crap, do you?
That's true.
Please, the hook is merely a phallic symbol.
Oh, really?
Yeah, ultimately castrated. God, I'm gonna miss you.
You don't have to. You can always ditch this Boston thing and come to New York with me.
Yeah, but we can't all sit in the village coffee house and ramble esoterically on our laptops. It just isn't enough room.
See, nobody gets me the way you do.
I understand that pain.
Precisely.
I hate this. I really hate this. You're gonna go off and you're gonna fall for some head-shaven, black-wearing, tattoo-covered, body-piercing philosophy student.
Why does she say that like it's a bad thing?
I'll never see you again.
Do you think this is like where they give themselves to each other?
Maybe. So what I thought was really like kind of cute is that in the previous scene, Sarah Michelle Gellar, she's talking about finishing her 2nd-year contract on like Guiding Light. She was actually in Guiding Light, soap opera.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what year that was. Would you? You know all this stuff.
No, I don't watch soap operas.
I don't either. God, I want to say it was like back in the 80s, definitely. Late 80s, maybe early 90s.
So this year on Record Store Day, they released the soundtrack, not the score, but the soundtrack to I Know What You Did Last Summer. It was a double vinyl set, and the front cover had like the ominous shadow of the Hookman, and on the inside they had like the movie poster. No liner notes, but the songs on there were Hush by Kula Shaker, Summer Breeze by Typo Negative, DUI by The Offspring, Kid by Green Apple Quickstep, This Ain't the Summer of Love by L7, Losing It by Soul Asylum, Hell Bulldog by Toad the Wet Sprocket, My Baby's Got the Strangest Ways by Southern Culture of the Skids, Waterfall by Our Lady Peace, 100 Days by Flick, Great Life by Goat, To Wiki by Hoverphonic, Don't Mean Anything by Adam Cohen, and Proud by Korn.
You can't drive for shit, you know that?
Those are some good songs.
Sarah Michelle
Think back
Gellar
to
would
the
win
90s.
MTV Movie Award.
For this?
Yep.
Oh.
Breakthrough performance, and I think she would a year or two later win for Best Kiss with what's her
Selma
name?
Blair.
Selma Blair from Cruel Intentions.
Yeah.
And this won a Saturn Award for Best Horror Movie. I'm sorry, it was nominated for the Saturn Award. It did not win that year.
So she went for Breakthrough. Was this one of her first movies?
I believe this was one of her first movies because Buffy the Vampire Slayer had just come out. Oh,
I didn't realize that.
And they hit that guy.
Shit.
I don't know.
Is everybody okay?
All right, let's just keep on going. Nobody saw anything. Until Johnny Galecki comes along. Now, Roseanne was off the air at this point, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Roseanne is off the air at this point, too.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, BMW. Them German cars, they can't take the impact of hitting a body.
Yeah. Clue number 1 that he's a douche. He drives a BMW. I love that she has the crown on this whole time.
Well, she's a princess. Jennifer Love Hewitt will look beautiful through the most of this movie, even when she looks haggard, tired, and just completely and utterly worn out from like the trauma of this memory.
It's a boot.
It's a boot. Das Boot.
There's no way. Oh my god, this isn't happening.
Fingerprints, people. Fingerprints.
Yeah. Come on.
Now, did you ever see the 2 sequels?
I saw the number 2. I still know what you did last summer, but not the third one.
With Moesha?
Brandy, yes.
Brandy.
Yeah, and like the second one, I was terrified of tanning beds because of the one scene where they get stuck in the tanning bed. Terrified me.
I love it when they're doing the karaoke and the monitor changes to I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah, I did like that.
That was cool. One. But that movie entirely sucks. Is that Jack Black as the very racist Jamaican guy?
Possibly. Could be. It wouldn't surprise me. I am not the biggest Jack Black fan.
He's got some good stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it's really hit or miss.
Okay, so it was spoofed in the Simpsons episode Treehouse of Horrors 10. Mm-hmm. I Know What You Diddly Did Last Summer, and Ned Flanders is the killer. So it's not Willie they accidentally kill, it's Ned Flanders.
Aww.
Supposedly they're doing another one. Like a remake.
Another one what?
Like a remake.
Of this?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's been 22 years, and by the time the movie comes out, it'll be almost 25 years.
Like, look, in my opinion, you can't remake a movie until the main actors are at least senior citizens. And then you can maybe start talking about remaking. I'm so over it. I'm so over all the remakes.
You'll get over it.
So fast. So fast.
Lewis Duncan wrote the book in 1973.
So one thing that I'm realizing now is that Ryan Phillippe's character, he was just talking about, he's drunk. He wasn't the one driving. Why would that even matter?
Well, but there's alcohol all over the car.
Yeah, but I think he's been the only one drinking.
So who was driving?
Freddie Prinze.
Freddie Prinze Jr. is the...
Yeah.
But they didn't kill anybody, so they're okay. They just gotta...
Right? But then I guess that'd be a very short movie.
Is he okay? He's okay.
Credits.
I mean, Ryan's got like some serious blood on him.
Yeah, but it's not his blood.
Well,
well, that's what he said.
That doesn't help any.
Well, it's true. Like, the body rolled over it. I don't know. Starting to notice some things that don't make sense.
My mother took me to go see this movie. She went to see a different movie with my brother, who was a little younger at the time, but I saw this movie by myself, and I showed up late, so I didn't see the very beginning with the guy hanging over the cliff with the jewelry. Where was this filmed, too, by the way? This was filmed...
Southampton, North Carolina.
Oh, right. And she goes to college in Boston.
Yes, but this scene along the long, windy road was shot in California because Carolina was too flat and they needed a mountainy, curvy road for this scene.
California.
Yeah.
Do you remember that from The Wizard?
Yes, state sucks. And then I think this might have been the same road that an Alfred Hitchcock movie was filmed on. Something like that.
Oh, this road has been used in multiple movies.
Yeah. Which, by the way, driving around in this type of area in California is not fun. I hated it.
Get rid of it.
This is just poor decision making.
Have you ever done anything you've never told anybody about?
Sure, plenty, and I'm not going to tell any of it now.
I thought this was the confession podcast on Goth Girl Horror.
No.
So anyone listening to this commentary or this giant review, because it does not have to be a commentary, you will get one of these a month if you are a Patreon subscriber. We will do one slasher movie a month.
Will do. Have a good night. You almost got that rich boy act down, right? We'll be seeing you, Max.
I'm so not used to him being a jerk. This is so weird.
Who?
Johnny Galecki.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's not really a jerk. He's just, these are the cool kids, and he was mistreated.
I get it. That's true.
I mean, Ryan Phillippe is the worst of them all.
Yeah, but he's cute, so it's okay.
I guess so. I mean, I had respect for him up until I found out what happened to Reese Witherspoon. I was like, oh, no, I don't have respect for him anymore. You cheated on your wife. Also,
That's
you were
true.
married to Reese Witherspoon.
Very true. You have a point.
I'm glad that Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. are still together. I mean, they've made such a cute couple.
They are. They really are. And he actually has a cookbook out that is pretty good.
A cookbook? That's too funny.
Yes. He's a very good cook.
Even if his body washes ashore in the next couple of weeks, he'll be eaten by crabs and small fish. Maybe we'll get lucky with a shark. Take him this side. Put him down. Easy. That's it.
We make a pact right here. Okay, this is where it gets really bad because he starts strangling Jennifer, right?
No, don't. See? He might be a jerk, but he's the only one that's... Why? Why check his wallet?
Maybe we should check his wallet, see if there's any money in there. We gotta get some gas.
Right? Like, if the movie was really realistic, that probably would be the case.
Jennifer Love Hewitt's become a huge advocate for #MeToo lately.
Oh, has she? That's good.
Mainly because of Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, very true. Ah! Not the crown! Not the crown! Ryan Phillippe is so good at the what the fuck.
Also, how about that scene where he's holding the crown still as he's going down, the Terminator lowering into the lava, or anytime somebody's got a hand reaching out as they're being the Joker in the Batman movie, which, by the way, the day we're recording this, Batman is back in theaters on 5/4/2019.
Ah! I'm always amazed at how people can,
Did you also notice that nobody gets killed in this movie until the very end?
Yeah, it is a little bit more of a slow, you gotta really put in your time to get the payoff of somebody dying.
Other than Johnny Galecki, none of the main characters get killed off. And Johnny Galecki is not a main character in this movie.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Speak about this again. Is that clear? It's not merely a future therapy bill, agreed? Ellie!
Damn, dude. Rage out much?
Right?
You just got away with first-degree murder. You're all set.
That's like manslaughter. Doesn't first-degree murder
he
require
moved the
some sort of
body, they
planning?
dumped it. The guy's still alive.
Stop being logical.
Right here. This is where... Oh, look. That's just not... That's not cool. I mean, if that was consensual, that'd be okay.
Yeah. It could be a good time. She doesn't look too bothered by it, though.
No,
I mean,
she might be into it. You never know.
Yeah, like, she would just kind of look at her face like she's done that before.
Can you strangle me? What? Strangle me while you're doing it. Okay.
Everyone else just stands there.
This is kind of
like,
hot.
oh, this is just
Isn't
normal
this
Barry
hot?
behavior.
Yeah, this is very hot. Consensually, this is okay. Just going to point that out. Consensually, this is okay. Non-consensually, not okay.
Not okay.
Not okay. No. But always consent with your partner before you engage in kinky activity. Oh, there was the medallion. Did you see it? It was right there on the floor. 1 year later.
Dun, dun, dun.
I remember the trailers for this being really cool. Oh my god, look how old that computer is.
I remember those computers.
Yo, it's time to go. Come on, move your
What is that face? That was not a good look.
Get your white death chalky corpse in the car.
Maybe I like being white as death chalky corpse. Huh?
Come on. Julie, you're going home for the summer, and you're gonna get a tan on that pasty pale tail of yours.
I used to have that car, but red.
Remember, sun and fun. Yeah.
Aw, she still has a teddy bear.
Julie? Welcome home, dear. I missed you. How's the snapper? I really wanted mudfish, but it's been a bad season.
So has she really been like this for a whole year? Are you on drugs?
I wanted to surprise you. I want an honest reaction. No. No, Mom, no drugs.
I just killed somebody last summer, that's all.
I mean, you look like death. Yeah, well, I've had a rough year.
Now, do you remember what the joke is in Scary Movie when she gets the note?
No, I don't. What is it? Because I hate myself that I didn't know it.
I think it's a lesbian joke. I think it's like, oh, well, you mean that time like me and
yes,
went down
I think
on
it
each other?
was.
We were just experimenting.
I think it was.
I think it was a
Of course you would
lesbian joke, which
remember
I
that.
don't think would fly very well today. But honestly, in the context of that type of comedy, I think it would have been okay. But notice they're not
Yeah.
making those type of screwball comedies anymore for a lot of like people getting so butthurt and offended by everything that's supposed to be comedy. And I remember
Yeah.
the late great George Carlin once said, "Everything is funny in context."
See, I'm one of those people that's like to an extent.
Now, is that a real address too? 309 Short Street. What was it? What else did it say?
South Payne or Southport?
South.
It's probably Southport.
All right, let's look it up. 309
Dun, dun, dun.
Short
See, nowadays
Street.
it would be a text message.
South. Yeah, definitely. Or I mean, like in Scream, don't forget cell phones for the first time. That was a big deal.
Oh, that's right.
Who sent this?
That address
No postmark or
does not exist.
Of course not.
No, wait, it does exist. Hold on. Does it exist? 209. Is it 309? 209.
209.
209. 209. Short Street, Southport, South Carolina. I got North Carolina, but I don't have South Carolina.
I think it's supposed to be North Carolina. I don't know. Maybe it was North. Realistically, though, if you got a note like that and you had killed somebody the summer before, what would you do?
I would my panic attack would kick in overdrive.
So we're on the same page. Got it.
Some of the other books published by Louise Duncan were Love Song for Joyce, Night Terrors, Killing Mr. Griffin, Daughters of Eve, Hotel for Dogs, which I don't know if that's the one that was made into a movie.
I was about to ask.
A Gift of Magic, Summer of Fear, Down a Dark Hall, Then Never Came Home. So she had a history with the horror genre.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Hotel for Dogs was made into a movie.
It's a kid's movie.
From the writer of I Know What You Did Last Summer, Hotel for Dogs.
I don't think they advertised it that way. I
would've.
probably would have seen it if they did.
I love the town in this movie. I love how the town itself is its own character. Kind of like Gotham in any story of Batman is its own character.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she looks cute in those overalls. But
it's killing me. What is her name? What is her sister? That actress. What is her name? I know you know what it is.
Brigitte Wilson.
Yes.
It's Brigitte Wilson from House on Haunted Hill, The Wedding Planner, Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Last Action Hero, where she was Schwarzenegger's daughter.
There we go.
Billy Madison. She was the teacher that Billy wanted to bang.
Well, wouldn't you?
I probably would.
But yes, I could not think of her name since the beginning of this movie. It was killing me. She is such a twat in this movie.
She is a bit. But I also have heard some bad stuff about this movie that certain characters, let's just call them character actors, actresses, had to do a little extra scene of a little bit of a bounce sometimes to... you know what I mean? Like, they would, like, walk in a certain way or jump up and down. They'd have to do it again.
Oh.
You know, the money shot kind of thing. Because there's no nudity in this movie, but there is some serious amount of cleavage going on in a lot of the scenes.
This movie is so 90s.
Also, that hair is so 90s.
Yes. I'm, like, looking at her makeup and, like, the eyebrows. Oh, what a time.
Yeah. Also, seeing Sarah Michelle Gellar in this type of role after she's kicked ass for an entire season on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Right?
It's really weird to see her like this. She's just so...
helpless?
Yeah. Helpless. Just
and
not
scared.
really... She's not the heroine that we expect her to be.
Yeah, no.
But do you believe that a lot of these type of movies, they really kind of overdo it with, like, if they're not going to do nudity, they want the actresses to be sexual in other ways?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. But at the same time, like, some people are really like that. I don't know.
Hey, what are you doing here? I still look the same I did last year, and you guys look like hell. Do you want to come up here for a threesome? That'd be awesome.
And my wife beater. It's so terrible.
He's still living at home.
Well, if my home was like that, I'd probably still be living at home as long as I could.
I remember the animated movie Looney Tune Back in Action where Daffy Duck is, like, appalled that he's hanging out with Brendan Fraser, who's the security guard who just lost his job and still lives at home with Dad. He's like, oh, I have had a new low. I'm hanging out with a guy who lives with his father. His father, by the way, is played by Timothy Dalton, who is Warner Brothers Studios' biggest actor. Good movie. If you've never seen Looney Tune Back in Action, it's a great film directed by Joe Dante, the director of Gremlins.
I have. I've got such a soft spot for Brendan Fraser. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so fun and silly to see him with the Looney Tunes.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's currently playing Robot Man on Doom Patrol.
Oh.
I wonder who else was auditioned for this movie. You know, Brendan Fraser would have been around the same age as some of these people at this time.
Yeah, I think he would have been.
Yeah, I can't find anything online about who else auditioned for this movie. But the director, by the way, I like him. He's got a commentary on the Blu-ray, which I'm assuming is also on the DVD, and he's French, and he's very cool.
Is he?
Scottish. I'm sorry, he's Scottish.
Oh.
And he just sounds like a nice guy. You know what I mean? I've never heard anything bad about him. He doesn't really have a big career, but kind of still working today, but hasn't done anything in a while.
Like so many.
Thankfully,
starting to get to that age where a lot of those people from this era that I really liked, they're not doing a lot lately.
Thankfully, he didn't do the sequel.
Right.
By the way, if you look up pictures of Louise Duncan back in the day, she was quite fetching.
Fetching?
I mean, seriously, look up the pictures of her. She was really beautiful. She had that 1950s kind of, beauty to her. Johnny.
I didn't realize he was in this movie so much.
He gets killed right after this.
No.
Again, spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen a movie that's 22 years old. It's not like we're talking about Endgame.
Shush.
Okay, listen. By the time we post this in June, and if you haven't seen Endgame...
But I still haven't seen it. This weekend. I'm going to see it this weekend, I swear.
Okay, so by the time we post this, we'll be getting ready for the Chucky remake.
Right, okay. See, I'm just a little bit behind.
We'll do a commentary for one of the Chucky movies, and I think we'll have a guest too from a certain blog or podcast.
Nice.
Ghoul Girl, Ghoul, the Super Ghoul. Is that who it is?
Yes.
Super
Christine?
Ghoul. Yeah. She's been really nice to talk to.
Yes, she is.
So, did he admit to the letter?
I won't bother you anymore.
What did you do?
I took care of it.
Danielle Harris was considered for the role of Julie James.
Ooh, and what movies was Danielle Harris in, my intrepid young co-host?
Everything.
Best known for anybody who's not familiar who she is, she was the little girl
Halloween.
Jamie Lloyd in Halloween 4 and 5, and then later on she would play Annie in Rob Zombie's 1 and 2, which is funny considering that she does a lot of nudity in the first Halloween remake of Rob Zombie's movie. Kind of weird considering she was like 10 years old when she first started doing those movies. But she also plays...
I remember her from like...
Urban Legend.
Do you remember the Sylvester Stallone movie Daylight?
Yes.
I remember her like... I think that's probably the first time I saw her. And I don't know, I've always really enjoyed her. She's one of...
She played
one of those actresses I wish she did a lot more.
She played the goth chick in Urban Legend that likes to screw guys on campus. Because remember, she was using the early days of the internet to be like, "Hey, who's into metal and drugs and wants to hook up tonight?"
Yeah.
Like just throwing it out there, and I'm just like, "Wow, people really do act that way." By the way, online.
They do. That is not a lie. And she was also did the voice of Eliza or something in The Wild Thornberrys.
And that's not shaming, but that's really dangerous.
It is. It is.
Like, meet somebody first before you hook up with them.
Guess it's not as much fun that way for some people.
She's called Elvira in that movie because she's all like gothic and she's like accused of committing suicide. You know what I mean? Urban Legend, by the way, is a movie we will totally do for our Patreon, sponsored commentary podcast stuff. So we'll get there one day.
I love that movie.
By the way, a lot of these movies are not going to tie in directly to what's happening in the comic book that we're covering for that month. Like, I think in June at this time, we'll be doing the Toys miniseries as well as the Chucky book or Getting There. So it's not necessarily going to tie into it. It just might be a theme, like we're doing this because the summer's starting kind of thing.
Why is he walking like that?
Oh, he's pissed at Ryan Philippine. I mean, he's a
Is that his tough guy walk?
Yeah. By the way, the costume of the killer in this movie is really cool. Mm-hmm. It's just so intimidating. Did you ever eat Gorbin Fisherman's fish sticks?
Yes, I did when I was young. Before I knew better. Dun, dun, dun. Where'd the hook go?
Sheldon, are you there?
Oh, that would suck. That would really suck. So yeah, 38 minutes before you get to the first kill. That's quite a lot. Quite a while.
Now, this is something I'd love to do. I would like to, instead of just going to the gym and pumping iron, I'd like to punch a bag.
That spinning kick kills me. Hey, I'm just here to kill you.
Do you remember in Scream when Sydney's on the phone with the killer and she's like, if you can see me, what am I doing? What am I doing? She's got her finger in her nose. I love that.
We gotta watch Scream. I love
Oh,
Scream.
yeah, we'll totally do Scream at some point.
It's one of my favorites. I even have a ghost face tattoo.
I just rewatched it with what's his name's commentary, Wes Craven, who I met a year before he died.
You're just a bad omen.
Screw you, hippie.
He's wearing dog tags. Was it discussed that he like tried going into the military or anything?
Yeah, I don't know what the explanation behind the dog tags, if they're for the movie or if Ryan is wearing them in honor of somebody who maybe passed away and he got the dog tags. You know, people do that sometimes.
I don't know. They just seemed very much a part of like his character's outfit, but they don't really give an explanation of why. Just curious. And honestly, who walks around barefoot in a gym bathroom? That's
True.
not sanitary.
Now, we might get Mail Call Girl from Shudder's Joe Bob's Drive-In Horror Show on the show if you saw her picture.
Shut your face.
Yes.
Are you serious?
She is a longtime friend of the show. She has been on Radio Horror before. She is a former adult film star turned horror host.
That would be cool.
And I have only watched her adult films for, research purposes.
Of course.
And she is, she is just insanely beautiful.
Yes, she is.
If you want to know who we're talking about, look up Diana Prince, adult film star, and Mail Call Girl from Joe Bob's Drive-In Horror Show. Warning, if you're under the age of 18, don't let us hear that you did this. Hey, listen, we can't be responsible what people look up on the internet.
Nope, not at all.
Did I tell you I was part of the Kickstarter for one of the most successful documentaries on Kickstarter?
No, what was it about?
It's called In Search of Darkness, a documentary about 80s horror movies.
Oh, very cool.
It will be. You can still order a copy now on Indiegogo. There's also a fan film that I did called Never Hike Alone, which is a Jason fan film, which I highly recommend checking out. Okay, big question. Why doesn't the killer kill him now?
Because that's not in the plot. I don't know.
Yeah, that never makes any sense to me. You think this is when Ryan's going to get it. Yes, we're calling them by the actors' names. I don't remember what their characters' names are. Nobody really cares.
I remember he's Barry, and then Jennifer Love Hewitt is Julie James.
Right.
And then Helen.
Okay, Mrs. Smarty Ass.
I can't remember Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character.
Whatever, buddy. I'm staging me my own podcast.
I even remember that Helen's sister is Elsa, because I always thought that was interesting.
Movie had a budget of $17 million, grossed $125 million worldwide. I would say that's a profit. United States gross profit, $72 million. So even the United States, before it went international, that's a profit.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question everyone has asked before is why is Ray, which is Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character, the only one not stalked? Because they wanted to set it up to make it seem like Ray was the killer.
But why? Is it because he was driving the car or something? Like, I didn't understand that part
either.
either.
The reason on IMDb is so just like, it's not really a clear-cut explanation. But again, I think they were trying to make the illusion that it's him, because don't forget what happens at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But it's still really like everyone gets some stalking.
I didn't understand why, though.
Yeah.
Like, why him? What was the point there? Like,
but Freddie, by the way, was really nice to talk to at Boston Comic Con.
Yeah.
He was really cool.
He seems very nice.
I told him that one of my favorite movies he's in is a movie he stars with Matthew Lillard, who plays the killer in Scream, and they are best friends as they were Fred and Shaggy.
And Shaggy.
Yeah. He was in, based on the video game, Wing Commander.
Oh, was he real? Did they really make a movie?
Yeah. Which, by the way, the video game, part 3, 4, and 5 star Mark Hamill.
Mm-hmm.
John Rhys Davis, Malcolm McDowell, and the guy who plays Biff from Back to the Future.
So what's like crazy to me as a girl is that this movie, obviously fashion-wise and looks-wise, is totally 90s, which happens to be very in style right now. So as dated as this movie is, it's almost not with the current fashion trends. I find that interesting. Like the whole crop tops and everything coming back. I saw overalls in Target the other day.
Oh, you should have put them on, done a little photo shoot, dressed up like Jennifer Love Hewitt with somebody like swinging a hook by your head.
Ha! In my neck.
No, just not really trying to kill you, but they swing it near you.
Oh, okay. I don't know anybody that coordinated with people around here. They'd end up hooking me in the neck.
What is the timer on your movie right now?
45:02, 3, 4.
I have.
They had really fast internet back in the day.
Yeah. That computer screen is so thick. Girl dead in car accident. Can't pause it because we're doing this kind of running commentary thing, but. Right,
near Dawson's Beach.
What time do you have right now? Just want to make sure ours are synced up.
45:26.
No, at the very end, on the far right of your screen.
Oh, total movie time 55:20. Or time left, I guess. I mean, you would think that, like, they would have looked up a year ago if, their little car accident victim had been found or anything.
What exactly is the plan? I mean, we're just gonna ring the doorbell and say we killed your son and we're in the neighborhood, so...
Look, I thought we'd scope it out and play it by ear.
Don't you think we should have some sort of a plan? Sure, Hansberry always had a plan.
All right, give me the time again because I want to make sure mine's synced up. Mine got slowed down.
54:36.
What type of car are they in?
Looked like an old Toyota.
What if they recognize us? They could have a gun, shoot us dead.
It's been a year, Helen. They could have done that.
Jennifer seems really overdressed compared to Sarah.
Yes, she does.
I mean, they're in North Carolina. It is hot at this time.
In the summer, yeah.
I mean, Anne Heche about to show up is dressed very appropriately considering that. I mean, she's covered in sweat and pig blood.
Ew.
It reminds me of the movie The Intruder that we just saw this weekend. I just saw this weekend, which is about a guy who sells his home to a young couple and can't get over how they're like remodeling the house, so he starts like stalking them. And
that sounds like a Lifetime movie I watched a while ago.
Oh no, it stars Dennis Quaid. I don't know who plays the couple, but it was okay. But again, how they meet the guy is he's killing a deer.
Oh God.
So this is like that. Okay, she's not as bloody as I remember. I thought she was like a lot bloodier.
I think in the next scene or the next time after this whole thing that we see her, I think that's when she's bloody and gross.
Right. This house reminds me of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh no, I think she was like butchering chickens like in the backyard.
Okay, right.
But yeah, the house does remind me of Texas Chainsaw. But I think like all these old farmhouse style houses kind of do. Which, by the way, is a lot of the houses that live around here, because I'm in the middle of a bunch of farms. Some of them look really creepy.
The house that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house, by the way, is turned into a barbecue restaurant.
That is awesome.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Let me put that on my list of shit to do. Because that's pretty cool.
Okay, so the movie I saw Anne Heche in recently of The Best of Enemies. Based on the true story, starring Taraj Henson and Sam Rockwell. She plays Sam Rockwell's wife in the movie.
Oh, that could be good.
It's a story about a civil rights activist, Anne, who faces up against C.P. Ellis, who is the leader of the KKK, as school integration is trying to take place in North Carolina in 1971.
Oh.
Anne Heche cannot escape North Carolina.
No, and interestingly, one of the little things I know about this movie is that Anne Heche's brother in real life, I believe he did kill himself.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
She looks really nice, really good in this movie, I think. Despite how she's supposed to be like all pumpkin, backwards bumpkin kind of.
Yeah.
You know, she's not like in the city life like these two are. So.
Nah.
But I thought she looked really good in this movie. I think, you know, she's always had a charm and a look about her that I've never found completely I've never found her like unattractive.
Yeah.
Really skinny?
I think she's just interesting to look at.
Yeah. Really skinny? Aww. Yes, but
that's okay. It's okay to be skinny.
She was on Ally McBeal too, which I never even knew.
Yeah, she was. I remember that. I was a big Ally McBeal fan.
And you know who Ally McBeal's married to today?
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. By the way, Anne Heche's IMDb picture is just like stunning. I mean, she looks beautiful in this picture.
How old is she now?
She was born in 1969, so do that math. It doesn't list her birth date.
Oh my God, she's like 8 years younger than my dad, so she's at least 50.
Yeah. I remember she was a little older than Ellen.
Yeah.
What's your counter on the far right say?
50-31.
Okay.
Where's his old friend now? Do you remember his name? Where's his old friend now? Do you remember his name? Did he have a last name?
Well, you know what? We should probably wait back in the car. No, don't be ridiculous. Why don't stay? No, I don't want to miss AAA.
We appreciate the phone.
Anytime, you know, I don't get too many knocks on my door nowadays. You okay?
Oh, gee, I wonder why. Creepy bitch.
But being in his house and seeing his sister. Do you see what we've done?
It was an accident.
Helen, we killed a man and then ruined the lives of everyone he knew.
I don't think we're that powerful. You're giving away too much credit.
Oh, God.
Jump scares are dumb.
Yeah, but like I knew that one was coming, and it still gets me a little bit. I fall for them most of the time. I really do. I'm such a big baby.
I wonder if Sarah Michelle actually was smoking.
Oh, I don't know, but back in the 90s, I think I could believe it.
Everyone was smoking in the 90s.
Yeah, what did they used to say? Like the model actress diet was a cigarette and a Diet Coke for lunch.
Oh, God. Yeah. Please, models, actually eat something. It's better if you do. I have met people who want to be models that have the worst diets I've ever seen.
Yeah, but then they still just stay skinny. So whatever, it works.
Yeah,
it'll catch up to
I'm
you.
sure it's not doing damage to them in the long run.
Right.
Not judging, but I am, because I mean, in this 2019 day and age, you think people would have gotten the, you know, kind of. There's so much information out there to help people. You know what I mean? Do things correctly.
Yeah. Like eat a vegetable.
Right.
It helps.
Now they pour their hearts out to each other over like. Oh.
I like her whole thing of like maybe he wanted to die. He was just waiting for us to hit him in the road.
Well, what I meant was like their friendship completely fell apart.
Yeah, it did.
Well, maybe if we didn't leave a man to die in the road, you didn't date a drunk.
What I find pretty interesting about this whole movie is that Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. did end up getting married. But in this movie, I think they only say maybe 2-3 lines to each other.
Do they pass the Bechdel test?
I don't know.
I'm totally making fun of that because I think it's just an outdated concept these days now.
Most concepts like that are outdated.
I mean, it was interesting when it was first like debuted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I did follow it myself, going, "Oh yeah, let me think about that." But now it's like my roommate's got this idiot friend that comes over, and when we talk about movies, she always has to bring up the Bechdel test, and I'm like, "Why?" And she's like, "Because it's really important. You don't understand it because you're a man."
Oh, whatever.
I'm like, I'm sorry, but it just what?
Yeah, I don't. I am a woman and I don't entirely understand the whole deal.
Thank you. Sarah, I gotta say, back then, those shorts did everything for your ass. That was America's ass. If you've seen a certain movie, you get
See, look,
that.
Diet Coke. She had cigarettes, and now she's about to drink a Diet Coke. Told you.
Where's her sister this whole time? Is she working at the store?
I think probably.
So I'm making a joke about Sarah Michelle Gellar's ass, which looks fantastic, by the way. But I'm also making a reference to a certain movie that came out in theaters, made $350 million.
Which one?
The only movie to gross $350 million opening weekend.
Shut your face. Not everybody has an ass.
Don't listen to him, sir. That's America's ass. That is America's ass. That has become the biggest GIF meme of all time, is America's ass. Who else would have America's ass besides Chris Evans?
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, he's already in the house. Okay, so Dad is like oblivious to her.
Useless, yeah.
I wonder what that story is, because we don't go into it in this at all. We don't get a hint of her home life. We don't see where her mom is. Her sister doesn't like her.
Yeah, her sister's just a bitch.
I think her sister didn't get crowned homecoming queen like her younger sister did, and
maybe.
Yeah. He's in the closet going,
right.
This reminds me of the remake. I'm sorry, not the remake, but the reboot of Halloween that came out last year.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, Michael Myers like hanging out in the kid's closet. Sarah Michelle Gellar was a cheerleader, and so was Buffy.
So was I.
And she was also I think she was a dancer or figure skater too.
I actually did figure skating in my youth as well.
I can see that. You look that beautiful.
Oh, there's her sister.
You look that beautiful.
Thank you. I think I stopped doing it because I lived in Florida and it was really hard to get rink time because there's only like 2 rinks around us and it was just a pain in the ass. I gave it up for gymnastics. And now I do nothing.
Oh, I totally forgot that Jennifer Love Hewitt's on 911, which I don't watch.
I don't either.
But she was also on Criminal Minds, which I'm so far behind on. But of course, a lot of people know her from The Ghost Whisperer.
Yes, I did watch that. Most of it. I don't think I watched the last few seasons. But I really liked that show. I did.
But I'm not big into cop ambulance type shows. You know, it's...
I'm not... I mean, like, I still watch Law & Order SVU out of freaking habit. But other than that, I really don't watch a lot of, like, police procedural TV shows.
There's a playbill on her desk right there, which is a thing that, you know, you get when you go to a play.
Yeah.
I wonder what play that is.
Oh.
She's got 3 candles by her lamp too. I always pay attention when I do things like this, like set dressing, and you notice like in certain films sometimes someone's got like 7 lamps in their room, and you're like, why? Like if you've ever seen the godforsaken Twilight movies, the chick has like 8 lamps in her room. Yes,
she does. I did notice that because she turns them like all on at different times.
And I'm 100% going to give credit to riff tracks, Michael Nelson of Mystery Science Theater 3000 fame, or CinemaSins. CinemaSins is the one who pointed that out. That she has 7 lamps in her room.
No.
Would have been funny if she got her head shaved.
No, it wouldn't have.
Bart did that to Lisa one time when she was like 1 year old.
See, and then she lived through this. See, he's just playing with her.
Oh, that should be some broken. Her hand should be all cut up.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that top just.
She has a belly button. Oh no.
She has a serious, nice flat stomach. I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna gush over Jennifer Love Hewitt this whole movie. She is just beautiful. She is just a stunning, stunning woman.
Yes, she is.
And Sarina can agree with me being, you know.
Yes. She, like, and then because I'm such a girl, I'm like, and she has the best hair. Like, I don't know why that's something I've always noticed, is that she just always has amazing hair. I'm a hair person. I don't know.
Would Jennifer do it for you if you were to date a woman?
Yeah, of course. I thought it might be a little weird because I think like she's also short like I am.
Oh, perfect. You guys will look so sweet together coming into the...
Oh, I remember this part was so creepy the first time I saw it. And like I think this is probably the movie of like why like I always have been scared of like something just being in my trunk. It might have been this movie because I saw it so young. No.
Have you been to North Carolina?
Yes, I have actually. I've been to Fort Bragg in North Carolina. I don't know if that counts.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
The only thing I can think of right now is how bad that has to smell, a dead body and crabs in the trunk in like the summer in North Carolina.
Now, do you think she's hallucinating that because when she comes back, that trunk is clean?
No, I don't think she
Okay,
would.
but here's the thing. Do you think like the Gorban fisherman had his like cleaning crew ready on standby to like, all right,
like that?
let's clean that trunk.
Good question.
It's like Raymond Reddington's got like a crew on call, just like do a cleanup within like seconds.
Yeah, like what did he do? You know, like put it in her trunk and then like wait for her to drive off and follow her.
Look how clean
that
is.
Make sense. Yeah, I wonder if she was. Yeah.
Maybe she's smoking the wacky tobacco and started hallucinating.
Oh no, she'd be much more chill. She needs some. She's a little bit too high strung. It's just a body in your trunk, Julie.
I don't know. Barry, okay, why would he try to run you over?
Stop looking at her boobs.
Who? Me? I'm not looking anywhere. Well, my favorite shot of the whole movie is about to come up, so. Come on, admit it's yours too.
It's the necklace's fault.
The necklace, where it lies, yeah. And this overhead shot right down her. Yeah. That's the trailer. That's the trailer shot.
Yeah.
Okay, this is unnecessary. What? Yep, there. Oh.
This is the worst fight ever.
Come on, bro. I love Freddie Prinze Jr.'s hair in this scene.
Yeah.
Because I do my hair like that. It's like Dean Winchester does his hair.
He's doing a lot of eyebrow acting in this scene. Look at those.
Sam and Dean Winchester would clean this shit up in like less than 40 minutes. And they did.
Right.
Because they did fight the Hookman, remember?
They did.
They did.
It's not everybody by now.
Yeah, and they're all coming back too if you saw the season 15 finale. Season 14.
I haven't.
Season 14. All right.
I had to wait for it to come on Netflix, and I think it just did today.
Oh, good. Then watch it.
I will. That and the Ted Bundy movie's on there.
Oh, that finally came out?
Yes, it is on there. I saw it when I went to go watch this movie, so yes.
Is it good?
You gotta watch it. I don't know yet. I was gonna watch it tonight.
Okay, I'll be 100% honest.
It was all dark and spooky.
I could not watch the documentary. I thought it was boring as hell.
I told you, if you know if you even have just a passing knowledge of Ted Bundy and his deeds, it's literally nothing new.
Yeah, I ended up watching that night Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah,
much better. But yeah, I totally want to watch that with Zac Efron.
Yes, which I was a little bit iffy when I first heard of it, but then I started seeing the trailer, and yeah, I think he's gonna be good.
If she had it in front of her, she could.
I'm not going anywhere. High school mugshots? What?
I'll go. Got that. No, you need to be there in case he shows up. I don't want him to show up. Look, Helen, this could be our chance. Okay, we could catch him. I'll go to meet him.
Come on, Helen, get your shit together.
Damn.
Buffy would have this shit figured out.
Oh, God, yeah. Her and Giles be all over this.
I was about to say, even the Ghost Whisperer would have had this figured out.
Okay, this is his day. Whatever he has planned is gonna happen.
Every time I watch a horror movie, I can't help it. Every time I've watched a horror movie since Supernatural began, I'm always like, Sam and Dean Winchester would have this shit figured out in like 40 minutes.
Right?
After 15 years of that show being on.
They know what they're doing.
Oh my God, Supernatural's been on for 15 years. Jeez.
God. I think I started watching it around season 10.
That's
No, 8.
That's
8.
That's enough time for an entire child to have grown up.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Na, 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 na. I'm sorry, but I have just grown out of parades and think they are just
They're the most ridiculous thing. I've actually been in a parade or two.
So you agree with me that they are a waste of time?
They can be. The only parade that I really used to look forward to in Florida is in Tampa Bay. We have something called the Gasparilla Parade every year, and it's like this huge pirate invasion of the bay, and it's like a whole weekend thing, and the floats are like pirate ships. I've gone to the parade, or I used to go to the parade every year, as well as I've been on a float a few times,
hold on,
throwing out beads and whatnot.
Hold on. You live in a landlocked state, don't you?
Well, currently, but I used to live in Florida.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about this parade was in Florida. Okay, I was gonna say. I'm sorry, but pirates did not visit the landlocked states.
Yeah. No, it's like this whole pirate invasion weekend, and the whole beads and.
I'm just waiting for Matthew. I'm just waiting for Matthew Broderick to show up to start. Shake it up, baby, now. Shake it up, baby.
But yeah, that's a fun parade, but it's more about drinking and whatnot. Other than that, these
over
kind
there,
of parades,
there's a fisherman over there. There's fishermen everywhere.
Right?
Sorry,
I like that he's just sitting on the float.
Yeah, just every that's just
chilling.
The weirdest random thing.
He's so dramatic.
And he's some old man.
Whoa!
I love that man's face.
Do you see those eyebrows? Oh my God.
His face is like, oh, don't. Okay, they're at the parade, and these two go back to Anna Heche's house.
Yeah.
Do you remember the line? Do you remember Paul, the movie Paul with the little gray alien played by Seth Rogen?
Yes.
I remember when they show up at the camping resort owned by Kristen Wiig and her father. There he's just like, yeah, doesn't look like anyone's ever been murdered here.
Right? My line is always like, am I going to have a kidney when I leave?
My line's always, it doesn't look like anyone's ever been raped or murdered here.
I'm always like, am I going to leave here with both my kidneys?
Right.
Am I? Doesn't look like it.
I'll be right back.
Gobble, gobble. Who hangs a turkey like that?
Hello?
I feel like the house looks a little bit more dilapidated than it did the first time they visited. A little bit creepier. Still not bloody like we thought.
Missy? Missy, do you remember me from the other day? The car trouble? What are you doing here?
I always thought that line was a little bit weird, how she acted. It was very nice of the killer that when he cut her hair, he, left enough for her to have a nice little long bob.
Please, we need to talk. I need to find your brother's friend, Billy Blue. I need to talk to him. And I was thinking maybe you could look through this yearbook. What's this all about?
Oh, there's the blood and guts. She's gutting fish.
To explain, but it has to do with your brother and last July 4th.
And I don't think she changed her clothes since the last time we saw her. Ew.
What happened to your brother wasn't an accident. There's more to it. I'll know. You know what? Well, he killed himself. He what? Yeah.
He went up there to die that night. That's where Susie died. See, the whole town blamed him for her death. So he blamed himself.
But how do you know it was a suicide?
He left his note. I had to keep this hidden from the insurance company because they wouldn't pay me the money, you know, if it was suicide.
You know, it just feels like they give Anne Heche a lot to do in this movie for a plot point that is really irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because the killer, Ben, almost has nothing to do with her.
No.
I saw him. I was there.
A little distraction, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's just poor writing.
By Kevin Williamson? No. By the way, apparently plot keywords for this movie on IMDb consist of taking a shower, teenage girls, boobs, cleavage, bikinis, females in showers.
Have we seen any of them in the shower other than Ryan Phillippe?
No. And the only girl in bikini we saw, I think we see, is like the pageant itself, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is like,
stretching.
Ben Willis is the killer, but David Edgen, brother of Missy, the Anne Heche's character, gets into a car accident with his girlfriend Susie, causing her death. Susie's father is Ben Willis's blaming David for the death of his daughter.
Okay.
Ben eventually kills David off
movie.
camera on the night of Julie, Helen, Barry, and Ray's graduation, disposes of the body over the cliffside he was sitting on. But we don't see that.
No.
And that's a lot of like kind of just chatty stuff or whatever that we kind of get some information about, but we don't actually see. If we had seen that, that's why he was on the side of the road, you know, because he was killing the guy who killed his daughter.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it have been better if we actually saw that?
Right? It would have made a lot more sense.
That's why I think cutting out Anne Heche's entire plot line would make a lot more sense.
It would have.
Because
it really just confuses the whole thing a lot more.
Yeah, tremendously so.
Oh God.
There we go.
I remember this scene.
There's the oh my God, that bathing suit.
I love the look on her face as she's sitting there.
Like, what the fuck is this? Do you remember Parks and Recreation? They did like a pageant on that. And
yes.
And what's who's the main character on Parks and Rec?
I don't remember any of their names.
But you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay, she wanted the winner to be crowned for her brains, but all the other judges were like into the girl because of her giant breasts and bikini body.
Of course.
Including Asin Asani or whatever that Indian actor's name is.
Yeah. Oh no! Yeah.
Who, it sucks that he played like a womanizing kind of douche on that show, and today he's got some allegations against him, which haven't really kind of gone away.
See, I don't understand why the people like weren't stopping. Like, I didn't understand this whole part. Like, why?
Oh, because they think she's just crazy.
Why though? See?
Because she's not making any sense.
What's the problem?
Help him! He's gonna kill him!
Who's killing who?
Up on the balcony!
It's the most bloodless kill you've ever seen, because when he goes up there, there's no blood. Now, her sister dies next, right?
I think so. I really liked that one when he's like walking around with her on the hook. That's one of my favorite parts.
I gotta tell you, this is really not my idea of a funny joke.
Fisherman, he killed Barry.
The Gorban fisherman, the guy in the box of fish sticks.
And she herself just kind of walks away like, oh, okay.
I'm pretty happy that I think none of the stars in this movie have ever had any type of like bad #MeToo allegations come out against them, and all their careers, even though they're not exactly like booming in Hollywood. They're all, they're still all still beloved by fans like us.
Yes, me too.
I do think the Blu-ray deserves like an upgrade. I watched it like a couple of years ago, and I thought the quality on the Blu-ray wasn't as good as it could be. So I'm kind of hoping maybe somebody like Scream Factory, if you're familiar with Scream Factory, they put out a lot of horror movies out, collector's editions with like new bonus material, new interviews, new commentaries, and they clean up the print too to 1080p.
Oh, nice.
So if you're not familiar with Scream Factory, looking up their division of Shout Factory, they put out countless horror movies. In fact, they were the ones that gave like Halloween 2 and 3 like a big Blu-ray release, which they so rightly deserved. As well as The Fog, Critters, Urban Legend 2, Candyman. The list goes on and on. Be right back.
Mayberry ass reject. There's been a murder. You're gonna
I love that line.
Ignore it. All right, I'll tell you what I'll do. Okay? I'll contact Barry's parents. We'll put out a search for him. All right? He was probably just playing a prank on you. Oh, Jesus. Listen, I'm just gonna be a minute. All right? Let's see if this fella needs help.
I think the writers got a thing for putting girls in the back of cop cars around murderers.
What's the trouble?
The same sort of scene is in Scream 2? Scream 1 or 2, I can't remember. The one with the frat houses. Because that shot was so necessary.
Which shot?
The shot that like it starts right above her cleavage, and then we got to pan up to see her face.
Oh, right.
Down and around.
The way Sarah runs in this, oh my god.
She's in heels, man. It's not easy.
All right. That's a good enough excuse. Is this the family business? Is this like dad owns and the daughters run? Mom's
yeah, because
dead.
their names are Helen and Ellen.
Okay,
Elsa.
and I guess mom is dead, right?
I think so. I believe so.
Shivers, get it? Shiver me timbers.
Shivers. Ha ha ha.
Okay, stop spazzing out. Jeez.
Right? But, like, I have to admit, like, because I'm the older sister and I have 2 younger sisters, I'd probably be the same way. Like, oh my god, just chill out. I'll open the door. Give me 2 seconds.
Do you remember what the Gorbin Fisherman cosplayer says in the episode of Supernatural, The Real Ghostbusters, when Sam and Dean go to Chuck's Supernatural convention?
No, what does he say?
Oh no, it's Sam and Dean! And they're like, what the hell?
Oh, I remember that now.
I remember they meet the Sam and Dean gay couple, who have never returned, by the way. They've never brought those 2 back. And one of those 2 actors was, of course, the older brother from Home Alone.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I remember. I'm totally not on board with the whole, like, Sam and Dean subplot thing. I think it's ridiculous.
The Sam and Dean, shipping?
Yes.
Because they're brothers, yeah. However, my co-host for Supernatural Creatures of the Lore, Mel Heflin, has done a Wincest erotic film.
Yeah. I think it's so stupid.
They're Sam and Dean, and they get turned into women, and then they get a spell cast on them to bang each other, and they scissor.
Yeah. The correct term is tribbing, I believe.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Yes. It's a 32-minute video you can download for $24.99. Oh, I love this.
I love it.
She's getting suitcased. That's what it's called, suitcased.
I like that.
That happens to Billy Batson's younger brother, adopted brother, Freddie Freeman in Shazam. He gets suitcased by some bullies.
This is so spooky with the mannequins.
Right. Oh,
this is probably the best part of the whole movie, in my opinion.
Oh, she's so beautiful in this dress. Mm-hmm. Now, okay, so let's point something out. So there's hair on her arms. Do you have an HD TV?
I do, not at the moment.
Okay, I have a brand new 2018 HD 1080p TV, and every freaking thing while I watch in HD, you can see the hairs coming out of people's faces, whether they are male or female. It is incredibly weird. I mean, there is so much hair in some people's faces that is just very lightly seen in most viewings, but you see all the hair and blemishes in their face and skin in anything in HD.
When I go to watch like older stuff that was made before like HD and everything, and then you watch it on an HD TV, one of the things that I noticed is you could see the makeup, like where makeup was applied to like under the eyes or like to cover up a blemish. It is so visible. It drives me nuts. I almost don't even want a newer HD TV because of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened a lot when I'm watching like Gotham or Orville, like anything on Fox or anything on, you know what I mean, on like ABC or something. Everything is in HD, and it's just like eerie to watch it on Hulu or something, and you're just like, good God, there is a lot of hair on that person's face that I've never noticed before.
Now, you're going to be real surprised when you watch porn on it. That's scary.
No, next time I go on a date, I'm just going to be looking at the girl's face being like, does she shave? But like on guys that have really red blemishy skin, it's really weird to see.
It is. I don't like it.
No, because they don't look like that in real life. Sometimes, you
look worse. It's like, when you go and look at yourself in like the airport bathroom, you just look terrible.
Yeah, like I got a mirror that makes me look ugly as sin, but other mirrors I'm okay, and I just I hate looking in that mirror sometimes.
Yeah, like our downstairs bathroom, like I look amazing.
You're like, I could be a Victoria's Secret supermodel if I wanted to. And then you look at this mirror and you're just like,
I'm like, keeper.
I look like a garbage pail kid.
Very much.
Not that you ever would, Sarina. You are stunningly beautiful. I only work with the most beautiful women as my co-hosts.
Oh, she escaped the store. Oh,
yeah. No, she did totally. She gets killed in the alley, like a Jack the Ripper victim.
Very true.
I mean, the way she dies is very I'm trying to think of what other victim in horror movie or in real life or whatever got killed in an alley besides like Jack the Ripper's victims.
Why is she running like that?
Because she twisted her ankle. I mean, she jumped out the window, don't forget.
Oh, I guess.
Salvation's almost there.
Right.
That parade is still going on.
Right? That's another thing. Well, maybe they had like a day parade and a night parade.
Right.
Or not. No, just keep going. Shut up.
He just like teleports behind her. We don't get to see her actually killed though. That's the thing. It's like kind of like in panel and shadow. It's all jerky camera moments.
Yeah, you see some blood on her hands.
Yeah. Unlike in Scream 2, she's thrown out the window.
Yeah. But she's putting up a good fight though.
Is she?
Go, girl. Well, she is. I mean, more of a fight than anyone else put up. Everyone else died fairly easy.
Okay, did you happen to hear the music being played right behind her as she's coming in to rescue her friend? Charge!
Right. She does a lot of running in this movie.
Now, I first discovered this as a novel when I was a teenager, and I was discovering R.L. Stine, which I thank God my 7th grade English teacher introduced us to R.L. Stine and told us they were the best novels to read for teenagers who like horror movies. today, you would never be able to recommend R.L. Stine novels in school to kids.
Yeah, I remember when I'm pretty sure I was in 7th grade, and my like language arts teacher, she had like a little library, and it was divided by sections, and she had a whole bookshelf of the Fear Street and the Goosebumps books, and I would just check out and watch or read like a Fear Street movie or book, just about every night.
And you know what's coming out?
Aren't they making a movie?
Yeah, they're making a TV series, and you know what's coming out in theaters this year is the our Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yes, I'm excited about that one. The only thing I'm a little bit like hopeful about is that I haven't seen anything that had to do with the Jenny and the green scarf around her neck, and I'm really hoping that they do that one because it was my favorite. Do you remember that story? The girl with the green scarf?
Right, yes. Her head comes off.
Like the best one. You know that hurt.
Oh, please help me, please. Easy, child. Please, I need to call the police.
On the boat, inside. Hurry!
Is there actually like a term for like, is it like a trope? The whole like, you know, character that like you think is saving and then it ends up them being a bad character too. You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, misdirection comes to mind.
I mean, apart from that, I wonder if there's a name for it.
I don't know.
That whole think you're safe and then no, you're not.
Yeah, I really don't know.
Seems pretty common.
Don't know what to tell you.
One of my favorites is Captain Spaulding at the end of House of a Thousand Corpses showing up.
Right. Yep.
And then, dun, 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 Dr. Satan's in the backseat.
3 from Hell comes out later this year.
Yes. I know. I'm beyond excited. I love those movies so much.
They got their R rating.
Of course.
They needed it because they were like way beyond an R rating.
I would have been okay with that.
Yeah, unfortunately, they would never get the distribution
I
they
know.
want. They would never.
Stop
get
being
it.
logical.
Sorry. Excuse the hell out of me.
Oh, there's the necklace.
Kids like you should be out having fun. Drinking, partying, running people over, getting away with murder, things like that. Good. See, you've been doing your homework too.
See, I want the soundtrack to this movie, the score.
Yeah. Start swarming. I grew up on and around boats, and it would be so terrifying to be stuck on a boat in the middle of the water at night. Of course, you dumbass.
The flare gun that she just had in her hand reminds me of the Friday the 13th video game. You can use the flare gun to either let people know where Jason is on the map or to at least knock Jason over temporarily to get away. Did you ever play the Friday the 13th video game?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god, when it first launched, it had a whole series of problems, but it's a lot of fun to play. You can play as Jason or one of the 7 or 8 camp counselor characters trying to get away or kill him.
Oh, very cool.
Dead by Dawn or Dead Days? Dead Days just came out. It's a video game where you play a motorcyclist trying to make your way through the country while there's zombies everywhere, and you have to like do like repairs on your bike and upgrade your equipment and stuff like that.
Oh, sweet! That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of people are enjoying it. They're surprised there aren't as many zombies in the game as they thought there would be, but a lot of it's about survival and like equipment gathering and stuff like that, more than just trying to get through towns upon towns filled with zombies.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah. Just a new horror movie that came out. Did you ever play the horror game where you had to like make a bunch of choices through the game to determine like your fate? I think it's called Until Dawn. You're a bunch of kids who are going on a camping trip like a few years later after the events of losing like a friend, And you think it's like a serial killer game, but the serial killer in the game, it's very April Fool's Day. It's all a prank. The real story behind it is the fact that it's on a mountain filled with Wendigos.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, Hayden Panettiere plays the typical blonde, gotta get naked and wrapped in a towel kind of character.
It's vital to the plot.
Yeah, one of the main actors from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is in the game, too. Who, funny enough, he actually plays a Hydra agent on S.H.I.E.L.D., where in the video game, he's like the character you kind of root for. Because he befriends like a wolf, and later on, if you befriend the wolf correctly, later on in the game, the wolf will come and save your life. That whole, pull the splinter out of the lion's paw, and the lion will protect you later. So you free the wolf, and you befriend him, and later on the wolf will save your ass from the Wendigos.
Oh.
It's my favorite part.
Now you wish you would have put that 500-gallon barrel.
Yeah, dumb.
Yeah, it was a terrible idea.
I think I know what you did last summer could make a good video game, don't you?
I think it could.
I mean, if they have,
This would be a
obviously
cool
they have to
level.
change who the killer is.
Yeah. She knows her way around this boat very well.
It's like she was choreographed to run through here.
Right?
Do you think they filmed on the
Maybe.
boat itself?
I think they did. Or maybe not. I don't know. It
Now,
looks
he
like a
loses
boat.
his hand, and in the sequel, he puts the hook in his stump.
Yeah. His little nub.
Oh, what t-shirt contest coming up? Skin to win. We just got done talking about Girls Gone Wild recently. Did much research for the podcast that week.
Oh, gotta take. Yep. Clothes are coming off.
Clothes are coming off. Oh, yeah. All right, let me get myself ready.
I don't understand how that would help you open that door. Like, that has always bugged me.
Yeah, it's a little strange. What part of her clothes did she lose? She lost her shirt, right? So now she's wearing
Her
undershirt.
cardigan.
Yeah. Pack the ice for all my victims.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that real ice? That's not real ice.
No, it is not. I
like
think it's like gelatin.
Yeah.
'cause real ice doesn't move like that, and it melts and sticks together.
Right. Okay. That's what I thought.
And would be much colder.
By the way, Kevin Williamson,
Whoosh!
for anyone... By the way, Kevin Williamson also worked on the Scream TV series. And he was the creator of the Vampire Diaries TV series.
Was he? Both of which I have not watched.
The Vampire Diaries is pretty much garbage.
Is it?
It's just... it's like freaking Twilight, or like, why is this woman the only woman on the planet Earth you have to be into?
Got it.
You're a vampire. You could seduce your way into the panties of any girl in high school.
Yeah, right? And why a high school girl? You're old. A little creepy.
Ask Angel.
Shush.
I'm sorry,
It's
but I would
Buffy.
definitely, I would go gay for David Boreanaz.
Oh, that had to hurt.
That's a little joke for anyone not familiar with like VH1. They did a segment for the I Love the 80s or 90s. They did like a whole guys I'd go gay for, type of thing.
David Boreanaz.
David Boreanaz did not come up, but that was always one that came to mind or whatever. Because if somebody asked me, who'd you go gay for? If you could become, like, I know you're not, you're straight. I was like, maybe David Boreanaz.
Angel. Did you watch him in Bones?
I did. I watched Bones because of him.
That is one.
I think this is my coming out episode, actually, now that I'm realizing it.
It took me so long to see him as so he's being Angel.
He loses the hand.
Oh, there'd be a lot more blood,
Oh my god, they would be sprayed with it like an anime character. I'm sorry, that does not... Well, do you think maybe the speed that he was going up there created so much friction and heat that it cauterized the wound?
No.
Okay.
Somebody go turn the boat around.
You can listen to Kevin Williamson and Wes Craven on the commentary for Scream together.
Oh, I'll have to do that. That sounds good.
Yeah, Wes is good on commentaries. He really is a lot of fun to listen to on commentary. Ah, I miss Wes. Got to meet him. I miss him. I never had him on the show, but I just, when you meet someone like that and then they pass away. Like, I met Peter Mayhew, who we just lost. Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Gotta find that picture of me and him and post it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, if you go on my Twitter, I think I have you gotta look through a lot of pictures on Twitter, but I have the me and Wes picture. Ooh. Kiss her! Oh my God, he's so much taller than her.
Yeah.
One day I'm gonna totally marry your best friend.
The one that
my God, look how short she is.
Hey! I think she's taller than me.
Now, wouldn't the sheriff be backwards on the hat? Because I walk by police that have police on their hat, and it's backwards.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
because
ambulance is written backwards, and maybe sometimes. Always wonder about sheriff uniforms. I always wonder about sheriff uniforms too. Like small towns like this, they're brown, but in like cities like here in Worcester, they're blue.
Ours here are black.
Interesting.
Yeah, and like interestingly, like not that I've like been pulled over, I haven't. Just seeing in passing, the cops in this little town are very good looking.
Oh, would you?
Very often.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Officer Handsome.
Yeah, there was a girl. My mom got into a car accident, and the cops came. They had to take a little statement.
Gratuitous towel shot.
There she is, and the woman cop was like super gorgeous. Like, why are you a cop? You're so pretty. Yeah, she was so pretty.
That is a serious towel wrap on her.
Yeah. Boobs hold it up, I'm guessing.
There's Moesha, Moesha, whatever her name is. Brandy, right?
Deb, I don't know. Who's she talking to? Oh, she's talking to Ray.
She's talking to Ray, but the girl who passed by, I guess in like the next movie is supposed to be Brandy.
Ravage her. He's gonna ravage her.
Ooh. I mean, I think I know a few people that would ravage Jennifer Love Hewitt.
I think I know more than a few.
Consensually. Let's put it out there.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, but there's something about a woman wrapped in a towel that just does it for me.
Because they're naked underneath.
Yeah, they are. Except for in this, she should probably get her underwear on.
Oh, it's just a pool party. Ha ha ha.
Oh, it's so silly. Just reminds me and triggers flashbacks and like PTSD of what I went through last year.
Can we look at like how hot it got in that shower and the time that she walked out to read that note?
Oh yeah, totally.
So
it's now been 2 years since she murdered somebody and left them for dead. That she got away with, by the way. I still know.
Dun dun dun.
Smash. Nope. No smash. Oh wait, I'm a little ahead of it. Sorry, maybe I don't know. It hasn't happened yet. It's Ray. He's like, "Hey, baby." Dun 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 dun.
You're still waiting.
Oh my God! It's taking forever to kill her. Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay, that would neber be able to happen. You couldn't break through the glass. It'd be plastic, first of all.
Right. But then the whole thing is like, but then she has a sequel, so what was that? Was she hallucinating?
Linda Clark, Shia Boom. Okay, let's see who some of these people are now that we're getting through the credits. All right. Credits are roll faster than I can look them up on IMDb, I guarantee it. I don't know who any of these people are. I mean,
this was before my time.
Okay, who played the killer? Okay, let's talk about it. We haven't talked about who plays the killer. His name is Muse Watson. He's credited.
I think he did a good job.
Muse was on NCIS. He's on Diary of a Lunatic, which is currently on. He's been on 20 episodes of NCIS, by the way. He's been in several piece of crap Christmas movies. He was on the aforementioned Castle. Oh no, you're talking about Bone. So he was on Prison Break. He plays Charles Westmoreland on Prison Break. I don't remember.
Oh, that's where I know him from. I thought his face looked familiar. He was a lot older in Prison Break, though.
He was on Walker, Texas Ranger, which was the Chuck Norris TV series. He returns for I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. And his first role was in Black Rainbow. He plays a police officer.
Nice.
Yeah, he was on Jag. Been in a bunch of stuff. Johnny Galecki, we already know where he's from. Mrs. Cox is played by Mary McMillan. I don't know who she was. I don't know who Mrs. Cox was. It's the last thing she ever did.
Oh,
she's not dead. She just said she doesn't do anything else. She was on the Indiana Jones Chronicles, but I don't know who she was in this movie. Let's see. Officer.
We actually didn't see that many people.
The sheriff. Let's see who played the sheriff. Dan Albright. He was in Remember the Titans, Blood Savage, Daddy's Little Girls. Sounds kind of rapey.
No, I think that might have been like a Tyler Perry movie or something.
Maybe.
Or maybe not. There could be a few movies.
Let's see who was in this movie from the crew.
It was a Tyler Perry movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Tyler Perry.
Back in 2007. No, it was a pretty good one. I remember watching it.
Man, there are always so many people. Oh, it's stunt people. Who's stunt doubles? Bob Brown, Lisa Dempsey. Let's see who some of these stunt people are. Dennis Crossan. A bunch of stuff I've never seen. Bob Brown was in. He was in Iron Man, the Transformer movies, Predators.
Hey, there's some stuff I've heard of.
Yeah, Lisa Dempsey was in Titanic, Minority Report, Sully, American Horror Story, Scandal, Terminator, Genesis. Hush. I love this song too, by the way. This is probably the song on the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Doug R. Jones. Probably not the Doug Jones that we know of. The only credit he has on IMDb is this movie, so definitely not the Doug Jones that we are familiar with. I really got to get to know crew people a little bit better. I mean, I know some crew people, but sometimes there's just so many people.
There is. I mean, I'm a little bit more familiar with like special effects artists and whatnot, but I'm terrible at paying attention to the other stuff.
Art direction by John Rutchland. Those people are really important. He does stuff I've never seen. Dude, Where's My... He was the art director on Dude, Where's My Car?
Oh. Dude, sweet. Dude.
No animals were killed in the making of this movie. I don't think there were any animals in this movie, period.
There was crabs.
Oh, wait, there was the chickens, yeah. So, well, that was our...
the fish she was gutting.
Yeah. That was our commentary for...
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Thank you for checking us out on Patreon. Please remain a sustaining supporter of the Goth Girl Horror and Radio Horror Network, and check out our podcast, Goth Girl Horror, the official /podcast. I am Dr. Chris.
And I'm Sarina.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.